Good morning, Morgan Maxwell Mountain Lions. Today is Wednesday, March 31st, 2021. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence.
You may be seated.
Our on-campus lunch menu for today is fish nuggets, and then breakfast for tomorrow is an ultimate breakfast round. Don't forget to grab your breakfast bag on the way to class. Even if you already ate breakfast or you don't want it, there's also snacks included, and so you'll probably want those for later. We have a few birthdays today. Happy birthday to Ava C. in Miss Hashim's homeroom and Analia T. in Miss Campbell's class. Happy birthday, ladies. We hope you have a great day. Okay, it's March 31st, which means it's our final day of Women's History Month. So today, instead of focusing on one person, we're going to look at an overview of the global history of women's rights, just in a few minutes, so you can see some of the main events that have happened in the last couple of hundred years that have really forwarded women's rights around the world.
Women and girls are leaders, change makers, caretakers, and peacekeepers. But while they have an empowered role in our societies, to this day, women and girls are still forced to fight for their rights. How much progress have we achieved, and how much work remains? How can you carry on the fight for equal rights? Women's struggle for equal rights is centuries old. But 1848 marked a watershed moment for women's rights with the Seneca Falls Convention, where women activists publicly petitioned for their civil, social, political, and religious rights. In 1893, New Zealand sent a message to other activists across the world that equal voting rights were achievable through advocacy. Entering the 20th century, women around the world are mobilizing in ever greater numbers to campaign for gender equality, just as women's role in the labor force is rapidly evolving by opening up options beyond caretaking roles. In 1945, the United Nations is formed in response to the destructive toll of two world wars, and Eleanor Roosevelt oversees the drafting of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. For all the world to hear, she and other advocates underline the place of women's rights within. This sets a foundation for women's rights norms and standards at the international level. In the subsequent decades, just as women are taking historic leadership positions in government, women activists at the grassroots level dovetail with the worldwide momentum by becoming powerful symbols of feminist resistance and social change. This momentum reaches a climax in 1995 when the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action presents a visionary global agenda for women and girls' rights. But in spite of all the progress, as we enter the 21st century, patriarchal stigmas persist and exemplary leaders arise to resist them. With the rise of the digital age, social media emerges as a crucial tool to galvanize populations in the fight against injustice. A single woman's voice is now louder than ever. Grassroots activists trigger social movements online and offline, from cities to villages, inspiring future generations of women and girl leaders. After relentless campaigning, these movements generate changes in policy that signal a true shift in international attitudes and practice towards equal rights. Where are we now? A quarter century after the Beijing Declaration, women and men must mobilize together to overcome the remaining obstacles to gender equality. They must fight for an end to gender-based violence, for access to healthcare, for equal pay, and for equal participation in political life. The ink isn't dry. Be a part of generation equality, and let us continue to write history together.
A few announcements today. Just a reminder, there is no school on Friday. Also, it is Wednesday, and so we are on our Wednesday schedule. We get out at 2 o'clock today. Speaking of Wednesday schedule, for AZ Merit, today we have 5th grade science, and then tomorrow we have 8th grade science part 2. Our AZ Merit for next week will begin on Monday with our 3rd graders taking the writing test, and then on Tuesday with our 6th, 7th, and 8th graders taking the writing test Tuesday. Remember, when it's your day to test, make sure you're getting lots of sleep, you're eating breakfast either at home or at school, you're doing some deep breathing exercises, you're getting ready to take your test. Okay, we have a few new library updates, so pay close attention to these if you're an on-campus student. Remember, testing is now taking place in the library, and that means if you walk into the library when someone is testing, it can be really distracting, or if you talk loud, or if you're running through the library. So our rule for test time is that there's no entering or crossing through the library. The only time you should be in the library is if your teacher has specifically asked you to go that way or if your class is testing in there. Otherwise, please go around. I know it's farther away, but that's okay. The steps are good for you. Also, if you are someone who is having to check in or check out a computer on campus, maybe you forgot yours, maybe yours isn't working, instead of sending students to the library, teachers, please make sure that you are just sending an email to Miss Ileana and with how many computers you need, what you need, and she will bring the computers to you, or someone will bring the computers to you. Please do not send students to computers or to fix computer issues anymore. Also, just our quick daily reminder, our book fair is going on right now, so make sure that you log into Scholastic, pick out some books, pick out what you want, and it will be sent directly to your house. Okay, it is Wellness Wednesday, and today we're going to start our day with some chair yoga. Oh my goodness, guys. I did these. It's like 6 basic moves, and I felt so awake. All my bones just cracked right open. So this is a really easy, low-impact exercise for everyone to do. So if you're online this morning, just go ahead and turn your camera off if you don't want people to see you doing the exercises, or leave it on if you do. But I really encourage you to do these exercises. It'll wake you up. It'll get you ready to go. All right, let's get some chair yoga in.
Stay in your chair today for seated yoga. Did you know small amounts of movement can help increase your productivity at school and home? Movement is also a great stress reliever, and you don't even have to get out of your seat. Follow along, and we will complete each movement for 15 seconds. Sit up tall, reach your arms high and wide. Try to reach all the way up to the ceiling. Bring your hands together and move them to your left, like the wind is blowing a tree. Keep your arms together and sway to the right this time. Take your hands to your knees, press your arms into your knees. Now look up while raising your chest up high to the ceiling. Grab your elbows and drop them down to your feet. Take a slow, deep breath in and out. Keep your right hand in between your feet and extend your left arm all the way up to the ceiling. Switch sides. Bring your left hand between your feet and extend your right arm up to the ceiling. Sit up nice and tall at the edge of your chair. Reach both hands behind your back and try to bring them together.
All right, that's all I have for today. Let's do our school responsibility affirmations. Remember, Morgan Maxwell Mountain Lions practice, say it with me, being safe, being responsible, being respectful, and being kind. And now let's throw in some personal affirmations. These ones you repeat after me. I am smart. I can achieve my goals. I work hard. I am awesome. It's okay if I make mistakes. Remember, we're saying these because we're training our brain to think positively about ourselves, to help us be smarter, help us work faster, help us achieve our goals even better. All right, friends, that's all I have for today. It is Wednesday. It's a short day. It's a testing day. So I hope everyone has an awesome day today, and we'll see you tomorrow.